CDC's new guidelines for people vaccinated against COVID-19 allows them to do some things that unvaccinated people shouldn't be doing right now.
Well, that's the first step in the process of getting things back to normal. And joining us now is UW Health's Chief Quality Officer, Dr. Jeff Pothof, for our weekly conversation. Dr. Pothof, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
Great to see you.
Good to see you. Tell you, a lot of people got excited when they saw these somewhat loosening restrictions, at least for those who have been vaccinated yesterday. Go over what some of those are for us.
Yeah, I think it is exciting. I think, the big change is for those that are fully vaccinated, meaning, 2 weeks after your second dose of Moderna or Pfizer, or 2 weeks after your single dose of Johnson & Johnson, those who are vaccinated can be together in a private residence, not public, unmasked and not distanced, and that's about as close to normal as you can get. So I think that's why people are excited. Likewise, people who are fully vaccinated can visit a single household where people there are low risk and be unmasked and undistanced. And that's exciting news. We haven't been able to do that for over a year.
So a single household means your own personal household. What if, for example, you want to visit relatives, grandparents, something like that?
Yeah, I think, the most common example is if you're a grandparent and you have grandchildren in a single household, it is now safe to go there and visit with those grandchildren, hug them, kiss them, whatever you wanted to do without taking on a significant risk to those people in that household.
That is so relieving for those grandparents who have had to keep their distance over the last year. We're getting into spring break season, Doc, and a lot of people are thinking maybe it's okay to travel. What are you telling families right now that are maybe thinking in a few weeks they'd like to finally get away to Florida or wherever?
I think there's ways that you can do it safely. Many people who are going to be vacationing aren't vaccinated. So you do have some risk there, but you want to make sure that you're masked. You want to make sure that you're socially distant. And when you do these spring break vacations, look for vacations where you're within your family unit, not in large crowds. Not out in public where people may not be masked or distanced, depending on the location that you're going to. And I think it's okay to do some of these things as those case numbers are lower.
Well, cases are down, hospitalizations are down, luckily. So do you think we're winning? Are we turning a corner here against COVID?
Yeah, I do. I do think that we are winning the game right now, but it's important to remember that the game's not over, and there's a little bit more game to play. So for the next few months, as we see more and more vaccinations getting out there, those who aren't vaccinated, can look with a glimmer in their eyes towards some of these, lifting of restrictions, but realize that for them, the rules are kind of still the same. You got to wear a mask, you got to stay distanced, but it won't be much longer.
So let's talk about a lot of people getting vaccinated, then they wonder, maybe down the road, am I going to have to get another shot, a booster, or is it going to be kind of maybe like the flu shot, where every year we got to get one, and is there a way to maybe do it all at once and put the COVID vaccine in with the flu shot? I think I saw something about that on a news show the other day. Well, talk to us about future shots for folks.
Yeah. I think it's hard to know right now. So, the influenza virus, that changes a lot, much more so than COVID typically changes. So I'm hopeful that we won't need a yearly booster of the COVID-19 vaccine. At the same time, we are seeing some variants of COVID-19 emerge, and it's possible someday one variant will defeat our current vaccines. And as long as we can alter the current vaccines to accommodate for that variant, we'll still be okay, but then that would require a booster. So I think it's possible we'll see boosters to the COVID-19 vaccine, but I don't think we'll need to get it quite as often as we get a flu shot, but I could be proven wrong.
Well, there still have been some challenges with scheduling vaccines. So a couple of viewers have asked us if you can mix the vaccines. For example, can you go to the Alliance Center and get Pfizer, and then reschedule your second shot and get the Moderna vaccine?
There are actually researchers, I believe, in the United Kingdom studying this question, but right now we don't have an answer and we don't have good data on it. So the current recommendation is, once you get a first dose of a vaccine, make sure that second dose is the same manufacturer. We have studies that show that is for sure effective. We're just not sure if you mix whether you get the same effectiveness or not.
And just be patient out there, everybody, because we are turning the corner. You can feel it, but we got to still take those precautions. Dr. Jeff Pothof, always great to hear your information. Always great to talk to you.
We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Have a good afternoon.